Hi there, welcome to day 2603 of What You Up To Now. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, sharing lessons learned, documenting the journey, the good, bad, ugly, as I originally moved from the brick and mortar corporate world of business to the online world of businesses and back and forth again, as well as doing an annual challenge. I've done an annual challenge a lot of the years of my life, but I didn't share it until I came online in 2017, and then 2018, I started actually sharing an annual challenge. And every year since then, I've done one. Meaning we do something every day. I show up every day, we talk about it, we have an action item, we do it, and then the next day we do something else. I think about my 5th year into it, I started using the life framework that I've used for my entire life to set goals and objectives, to solve problems, to just create some semblance of order in my otherwise chaotic life. I don't know about you, but sometimes my life was really, really chaotic. And this framework helps me to focus on what's important and prioritize what's important. So it's physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, contribution, and then confidence and communication. I added in 2021 as part of the crazy that was going on with respect to the pandemic and my response to that. Every other month, we did a 30+ day get up and go challenge to keep us moving forward. And it went on for 2 years because the craziness of the pandemic didn't just impact us in 2020, it impacted us in 2021, and it's probably still impacting many people now in ways that we don't even realize. Well, today we're talking about, for both Be a Better You annual challenge, we're doing one thing every day to be a better version of ourselves this year. This month's focus is on communication, and I'm keeping that same focus for my Supersize Your Business group, because I think that this framework is something everybody in that group could apply and learn from and use, or take elements of and make it their own, to have their own framework for building and growing and supersizing their business. So today we're talking about different types of assessments, communication assessments. Sometimes they're considered personality or type or style assessments, but they all impact our communication, our ability to be a communicator, as well as to listen and learn and participate in relationships with respect to communication. So talk about the 4 biggest ones: the DISC, Myers-Briggs, Clifton Strengths with the Strength Finder, and the top 5 personality traits. And I described them, very, very long-winded description, in the Be a Better You annual challenge. But if you'd like a write-up, just message below, put assessment in the comments below. If you put assessment, I will send you a PDF of this. It's a 5-page write-up that describes the 4 biggies, the benefits and drawbacks of each, and then why do we even want to pay attention to or do assessments. I think they're an incredible tool to help us understand ourselves better, number one, and people that we bring on board or are in relationships with or on teams with or want to bring into our organization, etc. I've used them for, yikes, I can't remember, over a decade, more than that. I've used them since 2004. I've used assessments to help me build my team members and my teams and decide who I wasn't and was going to hire for different situations. For example, my accountant, I made him do a Myers-Briggs because I was curious. I interviewed him. I interviewed when I was outsourcing my accounting. That was one of the most in-depth interviews I've ever done. Why? Because you're turning over all of your information and access to your stuff to your financial person. You have to be able to trust that person. So did all the interviewing, and then finally when I had selected the one I wanted to use, I'm like, okay, well, let's do this. I do this. This is who I am. Let's find out, to make sure that we're working together in the best way possible. So I don't do things that irritate you, because of course he was a much more detail-oriented guy than I am. I'm more of a big picture. He's a detail guy. And that could cause us to butt heads because he just expects me to keep track of all the details. And I, on the other hand, expected him to help me keep track of the details that were necessary, not all the details, or help me find somebody in my organization that could do and get him the information and things he needed in the way he needed it, which ended up being internally somebody also outsourced to interact with him in many instances. But again, finances is one of those areas of your business you don't let go of all the fingers. Keep your finger in that one because it's the most important for most of us. What else is going on? It is a weekend in my neck of the woods. I am wrapping up some projects, getting ready to launch another project, and getting ready to go on a trip. I committed to myself that I do some organizing So I organized a whole bunch of stuff yesterday, which made me feel really good, but also made my body feel really sore. But I'm gonna still do more today. I figure if I do it every day, then it'll just keep, it's like a workout, right? All right. If I can help you in any way, hit me up and ask. Otherwise, have an absolutely amazing day. I highly recommend that you do one of these assessments for yourself, especially if you've never done one. Oh my gosh, it's so enlightening and eye-opening. You can find free assessments online. Just Google or Bing or whatever all the search engines are nowadays, an assessment tool. A free assessment tools is what I highly recommend when people are just getting started. So you can do a free one, get a free version. You don't need to pay a bunch of money to do one of these tests, although everybody wants to charge you nowadays, especially consultants and coaches that want to then coach you after you take one of these assessments, want to charge you. So find a free one, do a free one. If you have any questions or need any help with this, please ask. Otherwise, have an absolutely amazing day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.